So good morning and welcome back. I'm in Pontremoli, the town at the bottom of the hill, and I'm going to start my long voyage home by train. This is Pontremoli train station. As you can see, it's past its former glory. Could use a lick of paint and a bit of a restoration, but a lovely building. And they seem to be doing something just over there. Well, that's the bar, so that would be much more important than the station itself. So yeah, the weather's still pretty grumpy. Apparently there's a lot of snow on the way into Austria, so hopefully the train makes it through. But yeah, I have about 20 minutes now before the train goes, so I shall go and get a coffee. Well, I got back yesterday evening, and today I'm out with the kids on the mountains for a little bit of skiing. It's beautiful, freezing. I just checked the cameras at the house in Italy, where it's also beautiful, so it was just to annoy me and my roof, it would appear. But I'm just going to enjoy this. I'm going to head right up to the top now and have some lunch, and then ski down afterwards with the kids. Okay, well, that's Innsbruck, that's where I live. In fact, I live about there. That's the airport, which is very convenient in the middle of town. You can't really fly anywhere except in winter when there's some ski flights. You can always fly to London or Vienna or Frankfurt, but that's about it. And this is the Inntal, so there's a river that goes all the way down here called the Inn, all the way along there. And we have mountains on both sides. I'm stood on one side. This is basically our local mountain. This is where everyone from Innsbruck comes on a Sunday afternoon to go skiing and have some lunch. It's very pretty. Okay, well, good morning and welcome back. Today is the 30th of December 2022. And as you can see, it's still raining. So I haven't got the tarp off yet. It should rain now for this entire day and then stop tomorrow. So hopefully I'll be able to get that off, and over the next couple of days get that finished. Unfortunately, due to this massive amount of rain, and it is an exceptional amount of rain, we seem to have sprung some more leaks. So I'm going to go and investigate those. There's one above the living room, and there's one unfortunately above the completely finished beautiful bedroom. It doesn't seem to have done much, but this morning there were a few drops of water on my desk, and I can see a little stripe of moisture in the ceiling. So let me turn the camera around. So that's from our bedroom. The access here, thankfully, is very good. I just have to go up through this door. You remember there used to be a staircase here, and there will eventually be a ladder here. I've got my ladder, so I'm going to climb up and we'll have a look together. Okay, well I haven't been up here in a while. And this part's always looked pretty good. This room will eventually be my home office. But there's water here. See, there's a damp patch there and it's actually properly dripping through, so found our problem. Ow. Not super high in here. Over there it all looks good. Everything else looks pretty good. It's just here. See, there's some old stuff here. Places to go. Highlands restaurant. So, some sort of very old advertising. But I can't see a date. Okay, I'll pop that in there for safekeeping for now. So unfortunately what has been done is the roof was redone, but the roof was redone on top of the old roof and not really very well. So this is the original roof here, and then when they redid it they just popped a new one on top, and that has sprung a leak there, and that is, it doesn't look like much, it's probably just a couple of broken tiles, but the access is going to be horrendous. There's this little space here and then there's a tiny space there. I don't know how I'm going to get up there. In fact, a lot looks wet here, but I guess it's just running down the inside of the tiles. I can't see any immediate damage, but the obvious problem is there. I zoom in there with my torch. Up above that it's dry. Over here there's a little bit of seepage there, nothing dramatic, and everything else is pretty dry. There's condensation under here, but that's not particularly wild or anything, so that's our problem. Now, how do we fix that? That's the big question. See, from over on this side, I can't even get into it because they've left all of the boarding. So it's above these boards. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them out. I think I'm going to have to saw. I don't know. Let me go and have another look from the other side. Okay, well, I've removed two planks there, sort of moved them to the side, so I can now get in from this hole here, and then hopefully clamber up. I'm going to go and get something to stand on, and hopefully it's, because it just starts right there, it's probably just a broken tile or something that's come undone. It's hopefully not much. I might have to get rid of another plank, but everything's full of stuff and it keeps falling on me, and it's yeah. It's a tough one, but basically it was all redone. I mean, there's nothing bad. If you listen to that noise, it's still raining obviously, but all of that noise is actually from that terrible house next door, this broken guttering, tipping water onto the edge of this roof, and that's going to have a bad end, I think, as well, eventually. So going to have to do something about that at some point. Right, but the thing at hand is this. So I'm going to stop these from falling on me by getting rid of them, the broken bits of tiles that are in there. That's a good bit of wedging there. We'll lots of little bits. Crikey, it was, I mean, it was done, it's been there for, I don't know when it was done, it was probably done 50 or 60 years ago and it still stood, so, but it's exactly what I'm trying not to do over the kitchen side, where I'm redoing the roof now. Okay, let's see if I can get up there. And in fact, I'm sure you eagle-eyed people have noticed this before I did, but there's a pot there, and that pot probably indicates that there was a leak at some point. So yeah, because you wouldn't normally just have pots lying around up here, I don't think. Other than that, you know, if you look at it, the wall's good. These bits of wood are excellent if we can keep them out of the wet for a bit. This is it's a lovely bit of roof. It would make a lovely office, or even a bedroom, but probably an office. Okay, well, I don't know if you can see, but I've sort of started crawling up into this space here. There's our problem, so I'm right underneath it. I'm gonna see if I can find out exactly what's going on. It looks like there's something just there. Hang on. See, there's a gap just there. It looks like it's probably that, and then it's coming in from the side. So I'm going to push up some tiles and try and make a hole I can pop my head through. So some water will come in now, obviously, but I need to fix this. It's super tight, but there's my hole. I'm just holding the camera out so I can see, because I can't get my head through there yet. The angle's not great, so hopefully I can see now what the problem is. You probably already can. Okay, well, I'm not sure how clear it was from up above, but there was a tile there that had moved, shifted completely, and created a big hole. And there are some other bits and bobs, but basically I need to push that tile back a little bit further. Oops, that one there. And I've moved a fair few other tiles about a bit to get them sort of sealing better again. But on the whole, I think it was that one hole that was creating most of the problems. So I'm going to push that one a little bit there. It's super hard to get in there. I'm sort of almost shaking now from the muscle tense. Okay, well, as far as I can make out, that stopped dripping. I've been waiting for a drip for about 5 minutes now, and it was dripping every couple of seconds. So we might have fixed that provisionally. Obviously here, like everywhere else in the house, it will need re-roofing eventually. And it will be a pain, because of the way it's been done, there's so much to take away. But it's a similar problem that I had when I started doing it, because obviously this beam's too low, and then it's sat on there, sat across. So it's, yeah, well, it's just a mess. And it will be a mess, and there's new bits of wood and old bits of wood, and let's see if there's a date on any of these tiles, because the tiles that I bought recently were dated. They're from Pisa. Oh man, I can't see anything. So yeah, you don't need to worry about the condensation on the bottom of them. That's quite normal, and that will be reabsorbed into the tile. That's where I made my hole, so that's why that's wet. Down here. No, I can't see a year. You can see that some of them have obviously been reused over time, so some of them will be very old. There's a date on that one. No, I can't see any dates. Okay, well, I'm going to have to head down and come back up and check on this again. But just to be on the safe side, I'm going to put a piece of plastic sheeting here on this this wet bit of floor, and then I'll easily be able to see if water's still coming in. Okay, well, I'm up on the other side now. I'll turn the camera around in a second. So this is up above the living room, and there has been a little damp patch coming through. So we're going to have a look. But the last time anything was done up here was last summer. It was a huge hornet's nest. So I haven't seen any movement so far. We'll have a look and see if we can see what's left of that. Okay, so the hornet's nest was in there and went straight through out to the other side. So the exterminator came, and you can see where it was built. Those bits of kind of cardboard around the edges. I had a professional come in. I wasn't going to go anywhere near these things. I think he took some out and then made sure they wouldn't come back by putting some poison in for the rest. So there we go. Now our problems. What are our problems? Up here, a couple of years ago, if you go back in the old videos, I changed out the wood. That's all new wood. And that seems to be perfect. There's some new tiles in there as well. So that's all dry as a bone. And so there's a drip there. Oh, it's not a major drip. That's just from wind, I think, blowing it through there, because that tile isn't perhaps hooked in quite the way it should be. Let's check out the feet. Feet look okay. In fact, they look straight. But I'll have a quick look in a second. That all looks fine. Down here, that all looks fine. There's another new tile. See, so that looks good. Looks good. Looks pretty good. Oops. Is that new or old? That's old. So that looks good. This doesn't look good. There's one smashed tile there. But other than that, there's a little bit of water there. We'll have to see what that's from. I didn't put a tarp out, but it's a pretty tiny amount. Not quite sure where that's coming from, or has come from, or how old it is. Okay. Oh well. No, that doesn't look too bad. Okay, so one broken tile, but the main bit of water seems to be there, right there. Oh yeah, look. You can see it. That's our problem. And that's a broken bit of wood there. That's obviously had some sort of impact below. So get a little bit closer and have a look at that. Okay, so reasonable puddle here. This obviously isn't great, and that's disjointed the whole hooking together, how the tiles all hook together, and here it's pushed up and they're pushed across, so that's where the water's coming in. Nothing's actually broken except this piece of wood here. But again, there's a lot of water over there. It looks like that tile has shifted for some reason, and that's bowed a bit. Well, it doesn't look disastrous. That doesn't look good at all. So let me get my torch out. That doesn't look good. This looks terrible. Oops, where is it? There. And then over there, it all looks fine again, pretty much. There's a little thing on the end. We'll go and investigate that in a minute. So I'm going to start with this by trying to shift all of these tiles out and see if this will hold, if I can just put something underneath it, or if I have to actually do some chopping and swapping. Okay. And then we have things like this, so that wasn't immediately apparent. It was full of sludge, but it's got a crack in it there, and a crack there, so they've obviously suffered from frost. There is Satsana. There's no date on this. Okay, well, we've made a little hole over on the neighbour's side. That's a little bit of smoke coming out of the pellet oven. They've done a beautiful job of restoring. They had builders in for months and months on end. Yes, I need to go down 2 more rows. So I'm going to make myself a little hole and see what I can see from the outside. Picking up bits of broken tile is always not such a great thing. Right, well, it's quite a lot clearer now. This here has twisted because it wasn't fitted properly, and it's caused all of them to drop and slide down. This one here, not much wrong with it except now it's soaking wet, and this one just broke as soon as I touched it, so that's not fabulous. This one here has split, so it's not fabulous. There's our broken tile there. Yep, there. Yeah, so I'm going to go and get some tools and some wood, and then see what we can do. It shouldn't be too hard, but basically, look, they're all knackered, really, these tiles, and it's not helping much, to be honest. So all of this is, it's creating problems, but I haven't got the time, the money to change this roof at the moment. This is the big one, so for the next year or so, it'll be fixing every time something goes wrong. And yeah, as you can see, the new tiles up there, they look okay. Every once in a while I've popped in a new one. I'm going to have to pop in a couple new ones now, but it does hold. I just need to swap out the rotten bits. It's just a matter of when it was done and how it was done. This is pretty thin. Yeah, it is what it is. Looks quite impressive when you come up and there's just a gaping hole in the roof. Okay, I've got some wood. That should have everything. Let's get it screwed together, get it back together as quickly as possible. Okay, so I've trimmed that. I've got my piece for that here. I've added some little support bits to stop these sliding off the roof. These slats that are there. I'm starting to tile back up, cleaning out the gutters. So it's provisional, but it will be watertight. I'm pretty certain of that. So yeah, let's put it all back together and go and have some lunch. All this really doesn't help, all of this muck in there. So I'm not going to be able to do the whole roof, but what I've got here I will definitely clean out before I slot them together, because they just don't slot together properly when all of this is when all these little broken bits are. You see there, how's that supposed to slot into there? And then when you do and you put it back, it just fits that much better. And then you get on to the next one and you see the same thing again. So never ending story. Right, keep going, get all of these tiles back on, get that screwed in, and then we'll leave it. Okay, well, it's back together. See the bit of wood I changed. And hopefully that'll be that for a couple of years. I need to straighten out that tile there I've just seen, but it's better and it should hopefully be waterproof. Change that last broken tile. Okay, and there we go. That one's there, done as well. There was the broken tile, just obviously split from the frost or something. Collect my stuff together and go and see what the kids are up to. And that's going to be it for this fixing morning. Everything else is pretty good. Okay, well, it's still raining. Some bird has had a fit on our Madonna, so I'm gonna have to clean that as well. That's going to be it for today's video. So it's sort of a catch up. The last video of the year. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve, and it's not going to rain tomorrow, hopefully, according to the weather forecast. So I will do some roofing tomorrow during the day. And tomorrow evening we are celebrating with some friends from the village. And there'll be fireworks and things. So I'll film most of that and I'll show you that. But that won't obviously be until the new year now. So have an excellent New Year's Eve. I hope you all have a great start into 2023 and that it's a great year for you all. And yes, well, thank you all very much for 2022. So thank you for all of your support. Thank you for coffees. Thank you for watching ads. Thank you for buying t-shirts. Thank you for everything. And thank you for commenting and encouraging. And we've made a community here, which surprises me as much as it does everyone else. So there we go. From a rainy but not cold Tuscany with absolutely no view at all today. I wish you all a fabulous end of the year, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care. Bye bye for now.